Okay, domain and range. Let's go back and review this thing real quick. Today's assignment's going to be on this stuff, so let's just practice more domain and range. I'll try to answer those there, and I'll answer these bottom ones here. Okay. So for this one here, we're going to come out here, domain and range. Remember, domain is referring to your x values and y, your range. So when I have something like this, guys, this is what I always do. It's really easy to set up the x's right here in the middle, and x is between two numbers, my lowest number and my greatest, my biggest, the greatest value. I actually put biggest, but I want to say greatest. Okay. So the left is my lowest, would be 1, 2, 3, -3. Furthest right would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one is included, so I'll underline it. Okay, that means less than or equal. X is less than or equal to 5. Now, if you think about this, all my x values are here less than or equal to 5, but greater than -3. This one's not included, so we're going to leave it open like that. When it comes to the range now, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm just going to say, y is between two things. When my highest, okay, this is my lowest, least, right, greatest. But for my y's, I'm going up and down, okay? When it comes to up and down, it doesn't go anywhere but -1. So y is basically between these two, right? So you can kind of just say it like that. That's my range. Okay? You can just put it like this too. Remember, this means included. If it was like this, it means not included, but -1 is included. So we're going to go with that as my answer. Okay, domain, range. Okay, remember, domain is your x values, your y values. So when it comes to domains, I'm strictly looking at right and left ideas. I'm looking at how far left, how far right. I'll go x here in the middle, put this symbol here. The lowest it goes to left is 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. The highest it goes is a 2. And I'm going left to right here. So I'm doing left to right. Okay? Now, shade it in. And there it is. Okay? Your range is going to be up and down. How far up, how far down. So when this one, I'm going to go out here, same idea, put y. Y is between my lowest, which is a -2. And how high does this one go? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's included on both endpoints, so I'm going to say equals and equals. So if you think about this, what they're saying, my y values are between a -2 and a +4. So all these points, if I would have coordinates, all the y values would be between a -2 and a 4. That makes sense? Any coordinate you get here, the y value would be between a -2 and a 4. And if we look at the x's are going to be from a -4 to a +2. Pretty cool, right? Okay, next one over here. I'm going to do the same idea, domain and range. Domain, our x values. I'm going to go x here, right here, right here. And where my lowest value, my highest value, lowest x values. Goes to left, 1, 2, -3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not included on both endpoints. So there it is. See that? No underlining, no equal sign in here. The range of your y values. How far up, how far down. So how far down does it go? Okay, first off, I'm going to go and set the y's up here, like this, like this. How far down does it go? Okay, the lowest y value. Again, I can have a graph anywhere, but the lowest it goes to 0. The highest it goes, or least to greatest, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now, is this point included? Is my lowest point included? Yes. See that? I'm going to include another one. Now here, it's not included on either endpoint, so I'm going to leave it open. Not too bad. Okay, let me try these down here. Domain and range. Oh, this is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. I like it. Domain again are my x values, and this will be between these two, my lower bounds and my upper bound. My lowest, greatest, biggest. So number lines for x's. Again, left is the lowest, left. 1, 2, 3, negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the lowest it goes to left is the lowest, or left it goes is a negative 3. 4 is the upper bound, right bound right here. Now, they're solid lines, okay? They're solid lines, so I'm going to say they're equal, both endpoints. Okay, the farthest endpoint you can get here would include a 3, negative 3. Circled in, shaded in, and the line is also dotted in. Okay, so let's see range. Again, same idea, y. Set this up like this. The lowest, the least, the lowest on the y values is going down. Negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Highest it goes is 4. Is this part included? Yes. Solid line, shaded in dots. Same thing here, solid line, shaded dots, equals. This one's pretty cool. This one I gave you a lot of these on the assignment. So this actually comes out on your STAR test for sure, 100% this one. Domain, range. Okay, so when it comes to this one, I'm still going to do the domain and range, the same idea. X here, here, here. The lowest. What's the lowest, which means the left, most left, for X values? I'm going to look at the left side. How far does this one go? Well, this one, honestly, it has that little, you see how it's a little, like, slanted, tilted this way? So it goes forever in that direction. It goes forever. So, we're going to go and say negative infinity. Now it goes forever in the negative direction. Now, most right, the biggest, the greatest, this one goes forever. That little tilt, that little slant, it goes forever in the right direction. So that's going to be positive infinity. Now, this is a good answer. I don't know if it's acceptable. You can also even say negative infinity to infinity, right? Not included, but then you can also just say all real numbers. Pretty cool, right, for the domain? Because it means there's not going to be an x value, since it goes forever this way, and it goes forever that way, and it completes here. You're never going to have an x value that's not included, that's not acceptable for this thing. So, of course, all real numbers. I'm sorry. Let's come back here, range. So y again, I'll do that. I'm going to do the same symbols. And make sure you know that this answer choice goes to this one on here. What's my lowest? The y goes 2 is 0. What's the highest it goes up to? Infinity. Right? It goes on forever. Forever in that direction. Now, when it comes to this part here, is this part included? Yes, you see, solid line, it goes to 0, means it touches it, and includes it, and goes on forever in that direction. This answer here, guys, you probably won't see that ever. What they're going to give you is this right here. Okay, now, let me just step back. This is saying that y values are between 0, equal to 0, between 0 and infinity. So any number between 0 and infinity could be, go ahead and be considered, as far as a good, except for the y coordinate. But when it comes to this part right here, what does this say here? Doesn't that say y, the value of y, is going to be greater than 0 or equal to 0? Any number greater than or equal to 0, all the way to infinity? So this is what you would see as your answer. This is the best answer right there. No, I don't know if you can see that or not. So for this one, this would be your raw answer right here. 0. Now make sure you understand that they can switch this up on you. Actually, this would probably be your answer. We always like to go with the y's or x's, the variables first, and then give you the other information. So this, I'm going to put in red. This, you know what, not even. This is an acceptable answer. This is an acceptable answer. This is an acceptable answer. They all mean the same thing. If you think about it for real, okay, y is between 0 and infinity, right? Infinity is the biggest number ever. And y, the values for the y coordinates could be any of those. This one says y is greater than 0 or equal to 0, right? Any number greater than 0 or equal to 0, again, all the way to infinity, right? It doesn't give you a limit, so it goes on forever. This one says the same thing. Y is greater than or equal to what? 0, same thing. The last one over here. Okay, this one has an arrow pointing out in both directions. Okay, so domain, range, we approach it the same way. Okay, now, what's my furthest left? This one goes forever in that direction. This one goes forever in that direction. We're not going to say this. All you're going to say is all real numbers. That means all real numbers, okay? All real numbers. Now, if you're kind of wondering what in the world are real numbers are any number you can think of: positive, negatives, fractions, decimals, numbers that you know, that make sense to you, like half, and numbers that don't make sense to you, like the square root of, I don't know, some weird fraction. Any number you can think of, that number is a real number. Pretty cool. Later on, we'll get to some imaginary numbers, but we're not talking about the imaginary numbers right now. So then, which is going to be strictly real numbers. Pretty cool, right? Now the range, we're going to have y values. Now that's going to be my least, and my greatest. Or now think about it. How low does this one go? The arrow again is pointing down, guys. It goes forever. So again, in negative direction, positive direction. Same answer. All real numbers, basically. Question on that one? Nobody has any questions? Well, it's a video, guys. You can watch this on YouTube. Be safe, God bless. And then now you have an assignment on Alex, okay? This assignment on Alex is called domain and range. Due today and tomorrow.